Okay, this is take two, as they say in the industry, because apparently I inadvertently erased number one. So there you go, these things sometimes happen. And I'm certainly not going to let it wreck my day, especially since what we are talking about today on day one of our 21 days of 10-minute sketches is Psalm 100 verses 1 and 2. And what the word says is, make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. And it doesn't have parentheses saying only when you feel like it. It says, make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. All the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with thanksgiving. And that's what we're going to illustrate today. Now, it is super appropriate for me, I think, because I love making joyful little people, and so of course today's is going to be a joyful little lady. And I've made a couple notes over here. Day one, Psalm 100, I should put verses 1 and 2. Make a joyful noise, all the earth, to the Lord. Woot, laugh, smile, and jump. And I don't know whether I'll continue making notes on this page and then illustrate on this page or not, but that is where we're at right now. Today, I should say, I'm going to, forgive me, when this jumps around, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that you can see a little bit better there. All right, of course I'm going to make one of my little jumping people. What else would I make today? So here is where she's going to go, right over this little flower here. She's got a little top. This is what I call an energy line. There's like a sketch class you can do. Here's her, if you want more information about that. And here's one arm that goes up. Oh, I'm probably drawing a little too light for you to see, but here's her other arm, elbow, and a little hand going up. Sometimes they get a little exaggerated, but yeah, well, a lot of the time they get a little exaggerated. And here's her gown. And and here's her feet coming down the other end. I like my heads small, as you probably know. And she is rejoicing in the Lord, is she not? So the next question is, what shall we color in? And I think what I'm going to do is just put a light wash of white over this first. So we'll pull out a paintbrush over here, and I've already got a little white paint here, just ever so slightly. I don't necessarily I want it to be a little transparent. And this inexpensive white paint that you can get at Michael's or Dick Blick or whatever is great for transparency because it has more water in it. Just a little hint for you. I could have erased that line in the middle. I probably should have before I did this. And while that's drying, I think I'm going to grab a little bit smaller brush. There, gosh, it took me a little bit to find the perfect one. And I'm going to make this part of her stand out a little bit more. We'll use a little bit of orange paint for that. And maybe let's just put just a little touch of orange on her shoes, just because that would be fun. And then I think what I will do is rinse my brush off, dry it off a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry these same colors over to this side. So I'm going to put a little orange. Oh my gosh, my stomach is growling. And a little pink over here. And I'm going to carry this over on this side. So it's kind of a negative. Her skirt is kind of a negative over here. And I need a little more water to spread that around over here. Should have gone back to perhaps my bigger brush. And I think I'm going to just take a bigger brush and just dab that in just a little bit. And that's okay. I don't need to do it more than that. I love splatters, so let's just get some splatters all over this page because that will add to the excitement. Yep. We just dove in with those splatters, didn't we? I think we could use this couple over here though too. Let's switch. I'm going to switch to my orange crayon. And what I'm doing is I actually went and dipped that all in some water. Over there, all right. And you know, she is actually kind of good to go for me for my little 10-minute sketch. But I want to put some line. Obviously, I want to, maybe not obviously, I want to put some line work in. So let me just dry it for a sec. If you haven't watched the video on doing the backgrounds, there is a video on doing the backgrounds, just to let you know. And now I'm going to grab a crayon. You know, it's kind of a small notebook, so the crayon, I'm going to use the crayon. All right, decision made. And rather than black, I think I'm going to just stay within these pink and oranges, and I think I'm going to grab my purple crayon and my orange crayon. I just dipped in water, so that'll be super bright. I'm just going to put some line work in here. That was not as bright as I expected it to be, perhaps. And up here, could have done that in pencil. Oh, her little face, huh? Let's get her little face. You know, since there's orange around her face, I think I'm going to augment that a little bit and make her face actually white, that's a little unusual for me, but and to carry that theme through, we can bring it down into her legs. She looks pretty joyful, doesn't she? What color shall we make her? What color shall we make her little hat going up there? How about magenta? And you know what? I'm going to actually color some of that in there. These are water-soluble crayons. So, oh, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Now, what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little more color. Remember, I did that up here by her face, and then it's a little bit different color than that background orange. So maybe I could have used the background paint to do that, but there are no regrets when you're doing a 10-minute sketch. And yeah, I like her. I think I'm going to come back in with my pencil. Oh, I need to do her legs in this. Just going to do the shadow side, kind of like I did with her arms up there. And then my pencil, I can I can just emphasize is probably the wrong word, but highlight some of those things in the background. Highlight some of her, kind of just making that into a little flower there. Just a couple of them. I like suggestion a lot. I don't feel like you always need to spell everything out. Ooh, here's a nice flower. And I'm just going to put in some shadowing. If it bothers you that she doesn't have a neck, then add one. The only thing that will get you confident with your sketching lines is to do it. So jump in there and use this 21 days, sorry, to just really soak into your art and how we're blending that with the Lord. And there is one joyful noise, I have to say. Yay! And Psalm 100, verses 1 and 2. Toodles! God bless.